Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek bonus round for Loki, Marvel's Loki on Disney+. I'm one of host, Jim Gass, joined by Corey Feinside.
Hey, yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers to...
2 in a row.
This bonus round. Yeah, we're doing 2 in a row. Might as well. I'm going to dim in my lights a little bit so my bald head doesn't get too reflective. There we go. Doing it live. So, guys, welcome to the Spoilercast for Loki. We've talked about some of these episodes before. It was only 6 episodes long, so it's not too much to cover, but we did get some big stuff, so we thought, let's do a Spoilercast real quick. Talk about the impact on the MCU going forward pretty much, and go from there. So, again, this is spoilers. So if you haven't watched it and don't want to know this stuff, please turn this off because we're about to blow this shit up. So... Yep. All right, so guys, we have met Kang the Conqueror, or have we?
A version of him.
Yeah,
a version of him. Yeah, a variant of him, right? So yeah, so we got to see the whole season of Loki. We talked about it before in the podcast, but it was a great lead-in. I think this was a great. I think this was a great episode to actually really tie it into the MCU. This episode, but let's go back a little bit. Sorry, we're starting at the end. We'll go to the beginning. This whole series I've talked about in the podcast.
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about episode 6 at all. It's easy to get excited.
Yeah. I know. We're gonna get into that real quick because that's really the episode to talk about here. But I just like Owen Wilson. Mobius has become like one of my favorite characters. Like absolutely, I really like him and Jimmy Woo in a series would be amazing. Would they not?
Yeah, they would.
I just
make a good dynamic.
Oh God, that would be a great team up. I may have given Marvel an idea there. So I just love this character, and I felt every time his character was on screen, it was like exciting, but not really exciting, but like it's tough to describe it. Like genuine. I think is a good word to say.
No,
like
I think there's a lot of heart in this series and overall, and
a lot of it's provided by him because while he's trying to solve a mystery, he's got a genuine like character to him, like where he's pretty upfront and honest with people and tells you when you've messed up. You know what I mean? Like he'll put you in your tell you like this is where you went wrong, and I would have totally done this for you. But I don't know. I just like I really really enjoyed most of this series. I don't think the world agrees, but I mean, it's not like it's gotten panned reviews, but there was a lot of fanboys that I guess didn't like certain things that happened at the end here. But I don't know. I don't think it was too much of a backlash. It wasn't Black Widow.
Actually, I don't know anything. I didn't see any of the after stuff actually, so I don't know what people are saying. Like, what is it that they're saying that this like I was so upset about?
Oh, it's the actor who's playing Kang. They have a problem.
Why are they getting upset about it now? Like this was information that was known like a while ago.
Not confirmed that he was Kang yet. So.
No, it was confirmed a while ago.
Was it? I didn't know. I didn't know that, but I know that there was. I saw people on Twitter. Like Twitter's a toxic place that just things blow up stupidly on there.
We just didn't know when he was going to show up.
So guys, we got the penultimate episode we talked about. I think on the podcast. Did we spoil that a little bit? We may have. We got the awesome finish for one of the variant Lokis, and then we immediately pick up in episode 6 though with the castle, and didn't really go the way I expected right off the bat. Right? I mean, I don't know. I just didn't expect that persona for Kang. In fact, I didn't know who that was because I didn't know that, Corey, that he was cast as Kang. I didn't read that news. I was in the dark with that, so I was like, I was expecting Kang, and when I got this guy, I was like, this guy's very jovial is the best way to describe him. And
I don't think they ever say Kang, right? They never say his name.
He's like, he just says I've been many things, including, and he says a conqueror, and I'm like, okay, that was a nod, without a doubt. But
I mean, they say his real name, but not his right.
Sure. Yes, they give you his real name because he was a scientist in the 31st century. He gives you basically the origin for Kang. That's pretty much what he gives you.
No, I think he was great. I don't know like what people would have a problem with. I guess I'm not.
They don't like the actor,
overly familiar with Kang as much as I am with some of the other Marvel characters. But I know he's very much involved in time and timelines and
Sure. Yeah.
This whole, the one who remains or whatever.
Yeah. Not to mention, if people are getting uppity, like, it's so stupid. This whole series, we saw like what, a dozen different Lokis.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
they can cast
And
they can cast any
so many
actor for the
variants.
movie version, and it'll be fine.
I mean, you're talking about variants. I mean, I mean, how many different Lokis? Like I said, we got an alligator. We got a fucking alligator Loki.
He was the best.
Yeah, I mean, he was the greatest, without a doubt. My favorite Loki is that, and they had a frog Thor, I think, in that one too, as a teaser in a little jar.
It's a nod.
Down.
Yeah, it's a nod to.
You also had the Thanos chopper.
Thanos chopper.
Yeah. But
no, it's like overall, like you were mentioning earlier, Jim. Like overall in the series, I think it was very well done. Like I said, I think there's a lot of heart in this show, more so than you'd expect from what this was.
Oh, they didn't. You know what they didn't like was the behavior of Loki, because it wasn't Loki, and I'm like, you guys, that was
point. This was the whole point.
The whole fucking.
That's what this journey was, right?
He even says like this is about changing.
There was legitimate amount of posts about like, oh, this was not Loki. He should be always out for himself.
And then again, it's also a variant, guys. People, come on, it's a variant of a Loki, and you saw what some of these other Lokis were like, and the other Hiddleston Loki, and how he was President Loki, and he was just as much of a douche as you remember. Yeah. So I mean, like there's so many different versions of this character that are out there. So like, why? I don't get why it's so upsetting, but. For what we got here, I really enjoyed the arc of the character. You do end up rooting for him, and it's so hard not to like Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Like regardless of how he plays him, like you just root for him no matter what. And like you said, the surrounding characters were really well done, and some of the little Easter egg things, and even bringing back a character. Sif, obviously the Spoilercast, to bring back Sif for a brief moment, that was really fun. And yeah, just having him come face to face throughout this series with who he is and who he was and what he could be was really interesting, I thought.
Yeah.
Hey, because you get it from you get it from different angles, like you said, Corey. Like you get it from Sif, but even when they had that scene with the President Loki and his gang. And stuff like that. Like, and the conversation with the other Lokis before, like right before that scene too, it was just about like how much of a fuck up he is, and like it's like I think the one says like, oh, we're the god of losers or something like that, right? Or is like
that was a comment. I think,
and we all backstabbed each other at the end there. Like,
yeah, exactly. And then even with the old man classic comic costume Loki, like him sacrificing himself for him and Sylvie, like it's all these things that I think changed, Loki's mind, because if episode 1 Loki had met, the one who remains, like he absolutely probably would have like just been like, yeah, let's kill this guy or something like that. But throughout the series, like you could see him like taking this information and reflecting upon it, and changing as a character, and that's what you want, right? Like, why would you want your character to develop and grow?
I mean, Sylvie was the character that I was surprised about that didn't grow, but it wasn't her show. Well, it was her show, but it wasn't her show. She's Loki, but it wasn't really. But that was like her decisions in this episode were. I felt a little bit to continue the story on. I just felt like her character would have also seen the way that Loki did. I don't know why. I felt like they both kind of had that understanding on the previous episode, but I don't know. She was just driven with revenge, I guess, right? I mean, that was really the thing.
I mean, I think that
revenge from what though?
Her entire life with this singular purpose. It was once it was presented in front of her, it was like, oh, this is great. Like we're doing this together, and we're defeating Goliath, and we're in this thing now. But then when it's presented to you, and you're there, she thought that he was on the same page as her.
As her,
thinking,
yeah.
We're on the same page. We're gonna kill this guy.
What do we think about the multiverse timeline? It's not timelines. It was multiverse fixing is what they were doing, really. I mean, they were just trying to stop.
Well, when you have these variants, it's like timelines are just branching off, becoming different universes, right? So that's absolutely going to impact the future of what we're seeing, and with Doctor Strange, it's going to come to a head there. It seems like.
Oh yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, I believe not related to Loki, I believe they even said Kang is going to next appear in Ant-Man 3: The Quantum Realm.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I think that was reported.
Quantumania or something.
Yeah.
I think that was reported online, but I don't know that it means we're not going to see him before that. Like, I don't think I know he is in that, but I think that I've been reading articles where they are theorizing if he's going to show up in Doctor Strange now.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly could be, and it's adding up to the multiverse thing is actually being like a big focus on this new phase of Marvel. From WandaVision to this to Doctor Strange to Spider-Man, and obviously I guess Ant-Man now. So it's like it's interesting, and I think that's eventually going to lead to like what, Secret Wars. The storyline?
I thought it was that Secret Wars that spawned off of that? No. That was the Doom one, right? That was Doctor Doom's thing? That was like the Gauntlet thing almost?
There was Doctor Doom Secret Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was another Secret Wars though.
Maybe
there was.
I don't
There's
know.
a couple.
There was? Okay.
The one that you're thinking of, Jim, I think is where there's the Doctor Doom one where he's like the all-powerful being or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that there was nods in this show to Doctor Doom. Did I miss that? Like, I saw that was like hinted at, and I didn't get to read the article about it, but I saw like hints from the show. I guess there was some Doctor Doom hints thrown into this final episode. I think it was probably in that mansion, actually, is what I'm thinking. But I probably missed it. But I don't know. Anybody buy? Did you either of you guys? I doubt it, because we know where we're going with this. But buy the guy's explanation, or side with Sylvie about this guy being a bunch of bullshit. Like, I don't know. Was he just bluffing?
I don't think so. Like, why would he bluff? Like
that was the idea. That's what Loki said. That's what Hiddleston's character said. So, why would he lie about this? But I think for me it was, it was still possible that he was lying up until the point where he was like, just like, I don't know what's happening now at this point. This is as far as I've gone, and I'm like, oh, okay, so. This is all unknown. How they're going to play this out is the decision. That's what's going to launch this multiverse. When they had that fight, I was like, okay, here we go. That was for me. I was like, okay, this is the big part. Did we get anything? Oh, we got a little bit of interaction with Owen Wilson's character Mobius and the judge, right? Or
Renslayer,
head of the TVA.
That was interesting. I'm not sure where that's going.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going either. So
well, I do know that there is like a relation between Kang and that character in the comics.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So there's like something going on there, but yeah, it was weird the way she behaved in the previous episode, and in this episode was just more doubling down on that. Like, I don't know, she just seems so weird. And obviously they're leaving it up for season 2, but she's going to find answers, I guess, and. What does that mean? She's, who knows? Like, does that mean she's going to look for Kang, or what version of Kang is she going to find?
My biggest question is going to be at the end for you guys. Just remind me, I have a TVA question for you. What else happened after that? We had the big fight between the two Lokis. On the
Sylvie
fate
and
of
Loki.
Yeah, Sylvie and Loki on the fate of whoever that whatever his name is. He who remains.
Oh, he who remains.
He who remains. That's who he was. He wasn't officially Kang, so he was he who remains. We had a nice big fight there, and yeah. I don't know. I mean, that was really that was it. That was the episode.
So
that was the biggest part.
The biggest kind of like flaw or like, I guess, plot hole to me was, why didn't Sylvie just enchant him to figure out if he was lying or not? Like, she did it to so many characters in the series.
The big beast, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so why wouldn't you be like, all right, well, let me enchant you, see if you're fucking around and lying?
Because I know that she knew that he wasn't lying. It didn't matter to her. She wanted to continue.
Right. I mean,
I think that's really what it was.
I can believe that. I can absolutely believe that. But it was weird that she didn't offer. Obviously, and if we're going by that, like, she just wanted to kill him. Like, why didn't Loki be like, just enchant him? It's not like that. I don't know. That's just my biggest like nitpick of the thing. I was like, well, you have this power where you can just look into someone's memories and stuff like that. Why wouldn't you just do stuff like that? But
you confirm this thing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that either way though, like
I'll be right back.
She was just out
Okay.
for blood and just wanted
Yeah,
to.
that's what she was there for. She wasn't
She
listening
wanted
to anybody.
revenge, right?
She wasn't listening to anybody. So, but yeah, so we had that character death then, He Who Remains, and the branching timelines immediately. Everything's starting to explode. How did they? I'm trying to think of how that ended exactly, because I know the credits, the Owen, the Loki ending with him getting into the TVA. That's my next issue. Issue, I guess, because I thought the TVA existed outside of the timeline.
All right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm back.
But, all right. Didn't the TVA exist outside the timeline? So, like, why was it affected by the changes?
Oh, with the new TVA universe that he's in.
Why doesn't Mobius remember Loki from that point? Because that should have been at the TVA. It didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a great question, Jim. That's one that is going to be, something that's probably a hot topic for season 2 and what they're going to do there. Because, why you kill the He Who Remains now, but what does that do to all the other?
Yeah. Like that was a little shocking, and obviously we had the picture of like what looked like the actual Kang character statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's going to be the interesting part. But yeah, Mobius clearly had no memory of Loki there. And so.
And they all knew that Kang was in charge, and like he's like, well, they basically say at one point like he doesn't care about the time, like the Nexus events or something like that. And
no, yeah. So yeah. What else did I miss? Anything else there at the end? I think that was it, right?
Pretty much. I mean, we see Loki returns in season 2.
I think that was great little at the end credits kind of thing. I liked having that because up to that point, you don't know what shows are getting a season 2, which right now I don't think any of them until this one we're getting season 2. But it's really great to see because I actually really, really enjoyed that character.
There's a lot of unanswered questions in this show.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot before season 2 comes out. There's going to be a lot going on in the MCU. You know what I mean? Like to have that.
How fast they could turn this around.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes. If they're going to do those 6, they don't have a director. The director said she wasn't coming back. So they have to get a director first, and then somehow keep that style. Because I like the way the show was, and obviously with directors you get a different style each time, really. But I hope that they can somehow find something that keeps a similar style to that. So, but overall, like I said, overall it's a good show. Yeah, overall it's a good show. Really good build up, I think, for the MCU right now because we've been off for so long, right? I mean, we're
out of the 3 shows so far, I'd say this is my favorite overall.
Mm-hmm. I think this has the biggest impact. Maybe
that too. Yeah.
No, it was most enjoyable to watch week to week, and all the revelations and character. I think the characters are a lot better in this show than the other shows overall. Not like there are standouts in different shows, but overall, I like the characters better here. Obviously, the TVA grunts were just stormtroopers. They were terrible, but whatever.
Sure.
But what I was gonna say is, I was gonna ask you guys is, what do you think the event, the threshold that Kang was talking about? What do you think that was? That he it's like, well, I knew everything up until this point, and now I have no idea. Like, what was that? Because he was waiting for it, and then it happens.
Oh, what was the big event?
Yeah, it's like,
what do you mean?
We just passed the threshold. Like, like there's something that changed.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was what's going on in Doctor Strange. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe
because we also we don't know when this timeline is actually like what time this is happening.
Yeah, it would make sense if it was related to Doctor Strange, because I mean, Multiverse of Madness. I mean, just thinking about the characters we know, Wanda is clearly number 1 in terms of having those reality warping powers.
Mm-hmm.
And when we last left off of WandaVision, I mean, she was studying that the book she stole from Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Darkhold. So it's like, maybe this isn't a good combination. Like you're already.
Well, she's also a Nexus character, and there was the medicine that she that commercial, the Nexus.
Yeah.
Antidepressant medicine.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's good.
But yeah,
I think there was something in that, because if you think about it, like all of those branching timelines were just waiting to erupt, and something big happened there to make that happen. It wasn't them in that room. It was something outside that he was, that was we've reached the threshold, and he was going to be able to rein that back in if they kept him alive. Instead, he died, and there's no way to rein in the multiverse expansions. So whatever happened split the multiverse right there, to create all these variants in the world. So
like again, if we heard her kids' voices right in that show also, so it's like potentially she could be trying to pull them from variants of them, maybe. Potentially.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you could theorize about this like crazy, and unfortunately, we're not going to get anything this year. We're only going to get, we're getting Eternals, we're getting Shang-Chi and Spider-Man. I don't think we get anything in Spider-Man. Maybe we get a stinger for that there.
Well, Spider-Man.
Well, Doctor Strange will be in Spider-Man, right?
I thought so. Like Spider-Man, I think
he will be.
Like,
he will be.
You're gonna want to set up the Spider-Verse stuff, right?
Yeah, so that we will get multiverse a little bit in there. Maybe that's the event. Maybe something happened in Spider-Man.
I feel like he got Miles Morales has to show up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect something like that, especially with all this multiverse stuff happening now within the Marvel universe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, not also, but now I can just explain away mutants easily too, with the
variants,
with the multiverse stuff. Like, here's the Fox universe. We're just gonna slam them together now.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. We'll see what that event was. All right. Anything else, guys? I think we've pretty much covered it.
It was a really good
overall
show.
Great show. Yeah, I'm looking forward to season 2. I really like the story. The like I said, the character development in this one I felt was really well done. Like, I don't understand the people's issues with the way that they behaved towards the end. And while I was very conflicted by the love interest thing with Loki and Sylvie, it's like
himself, you mean?
Self-obsessed, I think, is what people coin.
It's like, but I'm still rooting for him. Like,
I'm still rooting for him.
I mean, technically, isn't it masturbation? I mean,
the ultimate, right?
It's okay. He's in love with himself. There's a lot of people out there like that.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, while it's weird, it's like, I'm rooting for you guys.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to wrap up this bonus round. Let us know what you guys think. You can write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit the like button, leave a comment for us. More bonus rounds coming your way, actual movie cast, game casts as well. Check those out. We'll see you guys.